What is up, my peepholes? This is your guy Cly, and welcome back to That Thrifting Series. Now, the previous video in this series was all about tabletop games, but those have dried up just a little bit recently. Instead, what I've been finding a lot of is tech. In fact, I found a few items to round out some of my stranger collections, and well, I might as well share them with you here. Starting off, I found this little TV. I don't know what it is, but I've got a bit of an obsession with small televisions. In fact, I've got a collection of handheld models, and well, this guy was only $1. I found it at a rummage sale of all places, and they parted with it so cheaply because the screen was actually knocked out and kind of canted to the side, and it didn't have a power cord. Fortunately, I have a little bit of experience dabbling around inside electronics, and I have plenty of power cords to go around. In fact, I've got some really weird ideas as to what to do with this little guy, only slightly related to the fact that I have one of my old videos playing, or at least showing, there we go, now it's playing, on the screen here. If you're wondering what I have it hooked up to, actually, that is a Roku HD. This is my second one of these, the first being a dumpster dive, but this one was only $4. I don't know if it actually can, there you go. Yeah, this one was only $4. It included, well, almost everything. It came with the power cord, which I'm so happy it came with one of those because I'd rather not have to dig around for a strange tipped 5-volt model. But fortunately, I still have a remote from the one I dumpster dived, or at least bought a remote for the one I dumpster dived. And now I have it set up so that I can use the Roku app on my phone to control this. So I'm thinking of putting this on my desk in my office and using it to play videos on one of my small screens. Maybe this one, maybe not. While I edit videos. That way, I got a little something going on everywhere. On to the next item. Another type of item I seem to be collecting these days is gaming keyboards. This is the SteelSeries Merc Stealth, and I'm not gonna lie, I actually really like this board. Not only does it have 3 different colors of backlight, but it has a dedicated gaming area. I'm a big fan of this kind of thing, evidenced by the fact that I actually use a Logitech G13, which is the analog stick variant. Gives me a lot more programmable keys on it as well. But this actually might be going to one of my other PCs. My main PC is going to stick with the Logitech G19 I thrifted a while back. But yeah, this is still a really nice board. Even better is the fact that it was only, let's go ahead and flip it over, $2. They thought this was a standard keyboard. In fact, the same location where I found this is notorious for taking gaming keyboards and putting them in the case for like $50, even if they're not worth it. But lo and behold, the fact that this, I guess, didn't have an LCD or anything coming out of it, or it didn't say Razer across the top, they thought it was just a standard keyboard. Admittedly, the E button right there is still a little sticky. I need to take it apart and clean it out. I want to know what the previous owner spilled on this because a lot of the gaming keyboards I find have spills. Fortunately, none of them have been fried. I've actually been able to clean each and every one of them up and test them out. I really need to figure out what I'm going to do with half of them because I don't really feel like selling online. Just not a fan of having to box and ship something this big. I think I've rambled on long enough. Let's go for something a bit smaller. Alright, so this item isn't exactly that much smaller than the last one, but it is still easier to get into the frame, and that is a set of Nerf night vision goggles. Sadly, they didn't come up with a fancy name for these like they do with their blasters. Instead, I'm just stuck calling them the Nerf infrared night vision goggles and camcorder. Or, I'm just going to call it the NINGAC. So, like the name says, the very explicitly descriptive name, these are night vision goggles that have an SD card port and the ability to take video and photo. and they're terrible. Now, I only paid $5 for these, so no big deal there. But the driver inside is just horrible. The frame rate is skippy even when you're not recording or capturing anything. And, ugh, no thank you. I bought it for the Nerf brand because I know a lot of people like Nerf, and Nerf gets views. And it was only $5, so can't really go that wrong. However, I've been spoiled by another set of night vision goggles I picked up, and that's the Iclops. These are infinitely better. Yes, I don't get the ability to capture video. I don't get the ability to capture photo. I, however, get the ability to actually use these in real time without it skipping every 2 seconds. And it was only $2. For some reason, they decided they'll only charge $2 because it's missing the strap. Oh no, I can put another one of those on. But these are a load of fun. Both of them are huge battery hogs. This one takes 4 AA batteries. This one takes 5. So yeah, these don't get that much use from me, but on occasion I will break these out just when I'm feeling silly or feel like sneaking up on the cats in their own environment. Well, that's all I've really got to say about that. On to the next item. So the next item I have is the Netgear Nighthawk AC1750 router. I cannot be more pleased with this purchase. This is a $150 router if you go to Walmart, a $130 router if you go to Amazon, and a $4 router if the pricer at Goodwill has absolutely no idea what it is. What's funny is the Goodwill that I picked this up at, and in fact pretty much every Goodwill around me, will take a router if it has a box, especially if it is one from a Target clearance, and put it in the case for $20 plus. And that's wireless BGN routers. This is an AC, which means it's one of the more modern versions. In fact, this is less than a year old. It's been out since about September of last year. And I love it. This is replacing another gigabit router that I've had sitting around for a couple of years now, also thrifted. And I couldn't be happier. It's got a nice range increase. It's got a lot more speed, and I really don't have much more to say about it. The only downside when I bought this is it didn't come with a power supply, and it's one of those weirder voltages that I actually don't have one sitting around for, even in my dumpster dive supply. So I had to drop $20 on it, or just shy of $20, I should say, on a power supply on Amazon. Fortunately, I had $20 worth of gift cards that I had earned from my Coke rewards that I got from dumpster diving a ton of codes, so effectively I really did only spend $4 on this. Time to hook this back up so that I can, well, transfer stuff to other computers after I'm done with this video. But first, on to the next item. So this last item is a little bit of a sequel to something I found in my previous tech thrifting video, specifically the Audio-Technica ATH M30 headphones, which I got for $5 at Savers. And to be honest, these are actually a bit of a sequel to the Sennheiser PX100s that I picked up for $3 at a different Savers many months ago. I actually talked about it in an older thrift video. So the item in question is a pair of Sennheiser HD 439 headphones. I got these for $3 at Goodwill. Now, like I mentioned in this video, the thrift stores in my area seem to have a little bit of a blind spot for these two brands. Because if they get their hands on a set of Beats, those are going in the case for $40, even if it's a $20 set of phones. I love these things. Now, admittedly, when I picked these up, the left cone wasn't working, and apparently it is an issue that was haunting both cables because the previous owner donated it only with the very comically long cable. And from what I can tell, they snagged their cord and basically disconnected the left channel on the 3.5mm jack. What I did was I sliced off the old jack, salvaged the nice Sennheiser branded sheath, and then I soldered on my own tip. I would have actually attempted to solder on their tip, however, there was a bit of an issue with the fact that they coated the whole thing in plastic and essentially made it non-user serviceable. If I had attempted to use a grinder to get into it, I probably would have damaged the tip. So yeah, I soldered on a 50 cents part and made the headphones work. These are well over $100 headphones, and man, the sound quality is worth it. All in all, I paid about $3.50 or $3.50, and I couldn't be happier. Now, one thing I haven't done with these is the bass mod, which is where you open them up and you remove a piece of tape from the speaker board, which basically uncovers 3 holes that give you a lot of kick. And to be honest, I don't feel like I need to. I'm thinking the previous owner did burn these in, which essentially means they used them for about 24 hours. Because everything sounds rich, lovely, and I like it. I listen to a lot of heavy metal, specifically the melodic subgenres like melodic death metal, folk metal, symphonic metal, power metal on occasion. So you would think I would want the extra bass, but no. These have enough. These have a great amount. And I cannot wait to edit this video using these. These are actually a recent acquisition. But that's really all I've got to say about these. I could drool over these for a long time. Since I started editing videos, I have become a little bit of an audiophile, though not enough so that I would prefer a $3,000 set of headphones to a $120, $150 set of headphones, because they're still better than anything I used to have. Though, admittedly, if I found a $3,000 set of headphones in a Goodwill for like $5, I would just grab and walk very briskly to the register. Anyway, I'm gonna go plug these in and edit. Wait, I forgot to do my outro. If you like this video, feel free to leave a like. If you dislike this video or feel I could have done something better, go ahead and leave a dislike. I don't mind. If you have any suggestions for items that I should keep my eye out for while thrifting, or you just want to say hello, leave a comment. I try to get back to everybody. If you would like to see more videos about thrifting, be they tech or board game, I've got plenty. So I'll go ahead and have a playlist pop up about nowish. If you are new to my channel and would like to see more videos like this in the future, feel free to subscribe. I also do DIYs, tech reviews, and other things of that nature. And of course, until next time, this is your guy Cly, signing off.